Putting the finishing touches on the preparation here in just a moment. We'll be tossing it over. You know what? Let's do that right now. Let's get over to Toju, Mutsky, and Luz Boheim for the Final Fantasy VIII Super Mega Ultra Marathon Co-op run.
Up to randomness, but we found a lot of ways.
If you hated that, then you just have bad opinions, then this one's going to be better.
Pretty different. The three.
Just one run before. Be here. See peeps.
9. 10 seconds.
3. Super Mega Ultra Final Fantasy VIII speedrun.
All right, without further ado, let's get a countdown.
Okay, so 10, 9,
10 seconds.
3, 2, 1,
go.
Go!
All right, guys. So we are. You want to introduce yourself first? You go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Toju, and on my back couch here we've got.
I'm Muskie.
I'm J2 Champ.
And on the side here we got our good friend Dave Stereo.
And we got all of our Final Fantasy peeps behind us here. So we are running Final Fantasy VIII any percent on the PS1 on a PS2 console because it loads a little bit faster. I guess just kind of introduce the run. You know, we're going to be here all night, so, you know, if your mom's, like, telling you to go to bed, just ask her to watch one more run before bed, and this
She can't say no.
This is the one.
It's just one more.
You know, just one more.
So if you got AGDQ last year, you probably saw the three of us do Final Fantasy IX, and if you like that, this is going to be a pretty similar experience, but also pretty different in a lot of ways.
If you hated that, then you just have bad opinions, then this one's going to be better.
Well, if you hated that, it's completely different. If you liked it, it's exactly the same. But yeah, you're going to see a lot of, it's pretty similar vibe. We're going to be keeping it light, keeping it fun. We're going to be explaining the story throughout. We're going to be explaining everything we're doing and all that jazz. The biggest difference you're going to see from this and last year is that unlike FF9, which is pretty much a straight shoot kind of through the game, you're not really abusing anything in particular. It's just, you know, making use of the best possible abilities, best possible armor, etc., etc. This game, early on, as you're going to see, is very breakable, and not only that, just from a game standpoint, we also have a ton of different manipulations we're going to be doing, which we'll be explaining throughout, and it's going to make the run pretty interesting, especially early on, where it's going to be fairly non-stop for that stuff after we get out of the beginning.
Yeah, most RPGs, RNG is a really heavy part of the game. FF8 RNG is more suggestion. But there are parts that are obviously up to randomness, but we found a lot of ways to really manipulate it and kind of predict what kind of pattern we're on, and using some really elaborate tools that some members constructed throughout the years, we'll be able to figure out what we're going to be able to do and what's going on.
Essentially, in the last like 5 to 7 years, anything that was in this run that was like prohibitive of because of RNG, like something that would make the run really difficult and reset heavy, we have essentially found ways to diminish all of those, so that anything that was left up to RNG for the last several years is essentially not the case anymore, which has made the run way more streamlined and way less reset heavy, and also like super marathon safe. So
yeah, it's an absolute testament to the work of the community.
Yeah,
this run in particular has come so far,
and the collaboration between both the NA and the Japanese communities has like really pushed it, in ways that has really made it like as seamless from one thing to the next that was before left up to RNG.
So we're just finishing the opening FMV here, so we're going to get one final call on the Squall name and see what our protagonist is going to be called for the next 9 hours.
Well, you guys caught the Terraria a little bit earlier, but it looks like our protagonist tonight is going to be named Badger.
Badger.
All right, Badger. It's kind of ironic because Badger, you know, was very optimistic in his run, and Squall is like the edgiest emo in any Final Fantasy game.
Very opposite.
A really nice dichotomy of persona, yeah. Toju can't spell.
So, just like that.
Yep, just like that.
Let's go.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, guys, for donating for the Squall name.
A bunch of other incentives throughout this run. Again, some extra challenges that we have available, including a blindfolded menu, which some of you saw last year for 9. We promised the one for this year is bigger and better. So definitely get that met 100%. Must get that met. And Omega One is another physical challenge that has the way that we do that fight. Our good host said he has 1 million HP. You definitely want to see us win that fight.
So what we were mentioning in the beginning, a lot of the really RNG heavy things that sort of plagued the run throughout the years has been eliminated. Despite that, RNG heavy things that has not been eliminated, which we'll see within the first 20 minutes or so, is coming up. And because of that, these opening scenes, becoming an FF8 runner is definitely becoming acclimated to watching these opening scenes after you get past a certain point.
Just to give you a little bit of plot that we've got here so far. So our story takes place here at the beginning at this school that is essentially raising mercenaries from the youth, I guess to put it away. And our protagonist Badger here was training with his partner, who is essentially his rival, called Cypher, who cut him across the face, and so he's in the infirmary. And this is his instructor Quistis, who has come to pick him up from the infirmary and take him back to class because, of course, he just took a saber to the face, but, you know, got to hit the books, so.
And their little conversation here begins to reveal a little bit about Squall's character. He doesn't say much, and constantly his friends and other characters in the game are going to try to get him to open up a little bit. Before we get too far into the run and the lore, we did want to, this being the 10th AGDQ, we wanted to kind of look back a little bit at some of the other Final Fantasy PlayStation 1 runs that have been done here and kind of recognize those people who made it possible for us to be able to do a run like this. So obviously the guys did their run last year, but Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9 runs have been part of AGDQ for a long, long time now, starting with AGDQ 2012. Puexel did FF7. A guy named Poxnor did SGDQ 2012 FF8. There were some runs in 2013 by Puexel and Spike Vegeta for FF9. Puexel reprised his role for FF7. He did the PC Any Percent New Game Plus route in AGDQ 2015. Then SGDQ 2017, Ajneb with Dave and myself on couch did FF7, and that was really an amazing run, and the first time we were able to show a super long run in the more modern setting of GDQ than these guys last year with 9, and finally here this is the 7th of the PlayStation 1 trilogy. So we're really appreciative to be able to get in this run and showcase how far these runs have come. I mean, the first time 8 was run in 2012, it was about 11 hours, and here we're going to do it in under 9, hopefully. And there's so many other strats and things that have come to make that a doable run.
One of the strangest things about this game is, unlike pretty much every RPG before it, including pretty much every RPG made by Square before and after it, is that instead of having menu on triangle and then confirm on either circle or X depending on your region, it just has menu on circle and cancel on triangle. So pretty much every runner will change the controls right at the beginning of the game because it's just too awkward.
This is the first instance of something that you'll see happen a number of times in this run, in which you're given options of dialogue, and basically ignoring everyone and not caring about anyone's feelings saves the most time. And so anytime someone that is our friend asks for a favor or comforting, we are basically just like a soulless vessel and just kind of bypass everyone.
Doubling and tripling down on Squall's character.
There's even one time where we'll actually, someone's asking us to comfort them, and we'll just pin it on somebody else entirely. And we're like, here, you deal with this kind of thing. We're really developing an authentic Squall, or Badger, I suppose.
It's totally inauthentic to Badger, but very authentic to Squall.
So Toju's going to save here really quick because he is going to do the very first thing that we're going to try to manipulate, which is going to be to acquire the Quistis card. For those of you that played the game, you know that this game has a mini game which is called Triple Triad, which is inarguably the greatest mini game in any RPG ever. And for those of you that don't know, you now know. And all of the main characters have their own unique card that you can get from specific NPCs. And we actually, Luzbel discovered that you can get 3 winnable, essentially, setups from this person if we do it before we do anything else. he's going to initiate the card game, and he has to start the card game on one of the first 3 frames. So he has a 3-frame window.
In a second, yes, window.
No, so
That's fine. It's that's why we saved. It's not a big deal.
Yes,
Just go in and do it
0.0
again.
seconds to hit the play button, so yeah, it's pretty hard.
One of the things that is annoying about this is you can't actually soft reset in the card
Yeah,
games.
you
You
have
have to
to
actually
wait.
finish it and just do it again.
So as Toji was saying earlier, this is why you get used to the intros if you're running this game. But for marathon safety, we just did the save. We'll soft reset and reload there. Get a couple donations in while we're rerunning this.
Absolutely. We have $1,000 from Arigarian.
I don't think I'll be able to play on this account, so I'm gonna switch.
Who pointed out, of course, the singing incentive got met first. This community clearly has its priorities.
For those of you that don't know, our community actually, we have a tradition where if you PB in your Final Fantasy game, you're expected to sing whatever the theme song is to that game. And there's actually a leaderboard that someone goes through all of the VODs and grades how well somebody sings the song. So we actually have, aside from speedrun leaderboards, we have a singing leaderboard.
What's your rank?
Dude, I got S tier, obviously. Because I play instruments for fun.
Nice.
All right, there we go.
There we go.
Good job.
That's it. That's the set we're
This is
looking
actually
for.
the fastest one too, so easy first try every time.
So our cards that we have right now are really trashed here. You can tell by the numbers are all really low. But basically, we know that if you hit one of those first 3 frames, you're gonna win with the right setup.
And obviously, that's like what makes it so difficult to win this game is because we are so underpowered to be playing with people that have competitive level cards, especially the unique player cards, which are some of the strongest in the game. And so that's why there are only certain decks that we can play against that the player can draw that we're actually able to defeat consistently.
It's actually a pretty good point of comparison, because you may have noticed that in the first go at this, I got the Quistis card, but I didn't even try to win. And strangely enough, at least the first 6 frames are Quistis card frames, so you will get it in all 6 frames, but only the first 3 are winnable, because like we said, the cards that we have at this point in the game are just not good, and we just don't have the ability to win, but we have strats to win for the first 3 frames only.
All right, so back to the story, we found out that we need to complete a little bit of a prerequisite exam before we can participate in the final exam that is scheduled for somehow later the same day. But we're going to go and take care of that prerequisite by heading over to the fire cavern.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut it, but you may have noticed that he named his first 2 initial GFs there. Quistis actually tells you to go to your panel and get them from your computer, because obviously you just download summonable creatures. But if you actually don't need to do it, and if you come, she just kind of gives you like a quiet shrug, and then you just acquire them anyway. It saves quite a bit of time.
Yeah. Actually, in the Japanese version, there's no tutorials, so if you don't pick Quetzal and Shiva from the panel, then you can finish the game without Quetzal and Shiva.
There's quite a few quality of life changes in the NA version too. This is of the 3 of 7, 8, and 9. I think 8. The NA version of 8 is the one that we are the most spoiled by the improvements or changes from the Japanese version to the North American and PAL versions.
So here we're getting a tutorial about junctioning, which is the main equipping component of the game. So there's not your traditional weapon, armor, MP magic situation happening here in FF8. Basically, what you do is you equip your GFs, and by equipping those GFs, you have an ability to junction magic that you have collected to any one of your stats. So say you have collected 12 thunder magics. You can choose to assign those 12 thunder magics to different stats like HP, strength, speed, or defense. And those will change your stats. So that's kind of what we're getting an understanding of right now. We only have the 2 GFs. We're going to collect a little bit of magic in here and start to build up our stats in that regard. but the junctioning system was really what enables this game.
You were just talking shit about this nigga.
Getting the right kind of magic through cards and other acquisitions, refining items and things like that. We'll be able to get some really powerful magic to do our early junctions.
Oh, you can fuck with
I'm
people.
fairly
Oh,
certain
you got
this is
backup.
accurate,
That's why
that
you
this
here.
is the only
Oh.
Final Fantasy speedrun in which there is not a single equipment or weapon change in the entire run. We will. If you've played the game, you know that you can collect magazines that allow you to get upgraded weapons. We will do not any of that. So.
And there's no armor, no
die.
accessories.
Yeah, so it's kind of unique in that all of your stats, as J2 mentioned, is fully reliant
no, Garen is
upon
out. Garen's
what
out.
you do
He's
with
the
your
best
GFs and what abilities you
weapon
equip,
they have
what
right now.
magic you use for your junction.
There you go,
Yeah,
Sad. Get him.
Obviously, higher
Get him,
level
boy.
magic
Get him, boy.
will improve your stats significantly more than lower base 1 level magic.
There's a couple
Yo,
other interesting
good
things about junctioning
shit,
too. It can affect status.
motherfucking
So if you equip
win,
certain
nigga.
status magic
Good
like poison or
fucking
sleep,
shit,
you can make yourself
motherfucking win,
immune
nigga.
to those things or imbue them when you attack, for example.
That's
so
a good-
it controls the
that's a
status
good old
elements as well
Yoni.
that would normally be handled by things like accessories or armor buffs.
Yoni. Go old.
And also certain magics are better with certain
Good
stat
shit,
pairings.
fam.
So like
Good
curative
shit.
magic
That's what I'm
improves your
talking about.
HP more
My
than
team is
something
shit,
like
but
fire or thunder.
late
would.
game, they turn into
So
somebody
there's all
different,
kinds
bro.
of different pairings and combinations of magic that you want to junction to get the optimal setup.
So you'll see Toju drew some thunders there. He's going to use them for a multitude of things. In the next fight, he's going to actually be using them to lower his own HP into critical so that we can use as many limit breaks as we'd like. And later, we're going to use them in some fights that we're going to use against water-typed element enemies.
Yeah, so you can get magic in basically 3 different ways. You can either draw it from enemies, you can draw it from draw points, which are those pink little floaty things that you'll see around maps. We'll use them a couple times. Or you can refine magic from items using certain GF abilities that allow you to do that refining. So here we've got our first boss, which means we've got our first boss theme music.
This game has so many bangers.
It's, yeah, the soundtrack.
They recently redid this song for a boss fight in Final Fantasy 14, which I have never played, but I will listen to because it's so good.
Oh, what?
So the idea in this fight is basically to lower Squall's HP as quickly as possible, because the way limit breaks work in this game is
Bro, they gotta be
the
afraid
lower
of
your
Teemo.
HP and
Even
the
if
lower
they
the
got the better team,
situation
they gotta
of
be
your
afraid of
party,
Teemo, bro.
combined with the
Emotions
potential
ain't no
having
joke, my
a
nigga.
status effect called
Emotions ain't no
Aura,
joke.
makes it so that you're more likely to get a limit
Oh,
break.
knees.
And
Thank
in this
you, bro.
game, at least for the
Watching
route that we
videos
use in
have
the
helped me.
speedrun, limit breaks are basically OP. So you're going to see Squall's limit break here.
The target thing we're looking for is these triggers. We want to get 18,
Sad, you get it.
and that was 6.
You did good.
So 3 of those would be fantastic.
I have a tutorial video about how the limit break for Squall works. This is my favorite game of all time, and I've played it casually more than any other game. And I never knew that the bar across the bottom of the screen has a box in it that you're supposed to press the trigger in. I would always do it based on the animation, and could not figure out why I was significantly more inconsistent than everybody else that runs the game.
That's awesome.
I have the 3rd best time on the leaderboard, and I didn't know one of the most rudimentary things in the game mechanics.
Just goes to show, you can speedrun too. You can Bob Mutsky. So you'll see throughout a lot of battles, your party's going to beat up on itself a lot.
Nice. That was a pretty good fight.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So exiting this fight, we want to make sure that both characters are in critical HP, and that'll be important coming up.
Quistis isn't in an ideal HP. We would like her to have closer to like 110, somewhere between 90 and 120 HP. So Quistis' HP is actually not particularly great. But
She actually had a kind of awkward HP where she was just barely outside of critical range, and then she got hit, and now she's in critical range, but kind of too low HP. Pretty good chance I'll have to heal her at some point, but
You done?
I would just wait, honestly.
On the way out of the cavern, can you take a couple more donations here?
Yeah, we can.
Got it. We have $250 from Seth saying, let's go, boys. The people don't know what they're missing with the blindfolded menu, so let's make that happen. I hope that Mutsky's moves are not weak today.
Yo, thanks, Ness.
They're definitely not weak.
Also $50 from a Mighty Squall saying FF8 is the game that looms largest in my gaming memory. So I'm very hyped for the run. Let's get a donation train going so we can unlock blindfolded menuing. Booyaka.
One unique thing about this game actually is that you can just go to the menu like that and enemies can't get turns, but you can still wait to flee. So you can just do that and just wait forever and they'll never get a turn.
In most games, if you have like a sub menu open, the ATBs will freeze if you have ATB wait on, and you have all the time you want to take your turn. But in this game, when you do it, the one thing that can occur is the flee for some reason. So you get like the item menu open because it's just one.
Yeah,
input,
this account's in memoir, black
access,
flame.
and just open it and hold flat, then you're completely safe, and the enemies will never get a turn, and you can run away. Back attacks and preamps are frame based in this game, so there's actually no way to really manipulate like what you get. And back attacks in this game can last ages, unfortunately. So hopefully we don't get any. But yeah, there's nothing we can do about them on either end of that spectrum.
Speak of the devil.
That was the good one, though.
Yes.
And he disappeared right when he was gonna die.
So we're gonna head to the beach here. We're gonna get some AP from these enemies. These are fastido fishes. Give 6 AP for the fight for killing both of them. And they also drop a really valuable item for us called a fish fin, which we're gonna get 5 fish fins, and we're gonna use a refining ability that we're going to get from Shiva to refine them into 100 waters to amp up Squall's strength right off the bat before we head anywhere else. So like I said about Quist's HP, obviously got some immediate bad luck on this fight. So
Double 17 rolls is just not necessary.
yeah. So casting the Thunders here forces the Fastidicalans to come up out of the beach, and then Quistis is guaranteed to one-shot them with her laser eye. She is able to kill them while they're still beneath the ground, but it is a damage roll and level dependent. So you'll notice that Toju did an attack there even though it didn't need it for the damage. That was to give himself an opportunity to buffer a limit break for Quistis there.
Yeah, I tried to get it without it, but
Yeah,
it did not work. So
with her HP, I think that's the right move. So if you have a character that's doing an attack animation and someone else in critical, if you get their limit break and access it while the attack animation is going on, the limit breaks will always take precedence over anything else. So even if the other enemy's attack is already queued, your limit break will take precedence.
Yeah, you basically just have to refresh the command menu like you did there to try to get the limit break.
this is very troll.
Yeah, Quist is getting beat up a little bit.
Toju just got a new job, so he ran out of good luck.
Props to Toji for getting that.
All right, pray that they don't hit Quistis here.
Okay.
All right.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to heal her.
I would say I
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
yeah, it probably would be enough.
Honestly, in situations like this, if you were doing like an actual PB run, you probably wouldn't. You just hope she doesn't get hit, but. Wasting 2 Phoenix Downs early when the first hour or so is actually going to be pretty tumultuous. We don't want to do that.
The one thing to good to point out based on that is that in this game, you do not get money for winning battles. You get paid a salary for being a child mercenary, which we aren't yet. So we actually aren't being paid yet. So our gil is very, very short for quite a bit.
Yeah, this game did go for like a hyper realistic look and feel
Oh,
with
no.
the character models and everything,
See,
but also
I saw
with
it. I
getting a
saw it.
salary,
This is the one
driving
I
cars,
wanted.
and needing to buy
He
gas for
did
those
what?
cars. Like, there's a lot of things that are a little bit odd, but all in the sake of a little more realism, which goes pretty much right out the window starting in disc 2.
Bro, this is why I love this. It's like,
Yeah, I was hoping one of the fish would hit Quistis, but that is too much to ask, unfortunately.
You love who?
So I don't think we mentioned, but the reason why we're doing this is we're looking for the fish fins item, which
video?
these guys have a
Yeah,
chance.
I'm watching it.
Alright, check this out.
Wait, now it's showing your thing. Tracker, your uplift.
The what?
Showing your uplift.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Let me change. One.
Chance to drop. The target that we're trying to get is 5 within 3 battles. And this is our 3rd battle here. And so far we have 4.
Bro, best coaching ever. This nigga is the best coach I have ever seen in League. I fucking love it. Let me show you what the fuck happened. Huh? Bro, he shows everything. I've learned so much from watching this nigga that is ridiculous. Just watching his videos. People paying him, he uploaded. I think it's here.
Okay, now go grab your farm while you're autoing. If you keep hesitating, he's gonna kill you. Now get in the bush after. Get in the bush. Why are we walking at him? You're never gonna do anything to him here. Press B.
I think it's this
Just
one.
relax here.
Here.
It's free autos. Fuck that. Canceled a lot of autos in the first game behind him. Yep.
So hopefully, if we get at least one, then we are on track.
Hopefully we get exactly one.
Yeah, exactly one is actually.
You're canceling a lot.
I think it's here. I think it's coming. I think it's coming. Yeah, I think it's coming.
Now you need to get in this bush closest to the tower. And just sit there. Get close, yeah. Yeah, I would just wait. Okay. I think you could all in him and get his flash even if you don't kill him.
Okay. He walks up to this. No. Told him myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, why'd you? Oh.
Maybe he's
That's what I'm saying. Like, why did you even walk out? I learned some shit that he was talking about, right? You see how sometimes we'll be in the lane and we go directly like this, and they know we in the bush. If we walk straight the path, we should disappear out of the view when we're around this area. So he says, walk straight off the path and then just come around. Just boom and gang. Yo, that shit works like a fucking charm. That shit works like a charm, fam. You're going support. Yeah. You want me to go bot or you good?
Nah, this other dude's bot. I play like I can play pretty much any. Like, I don't like jungle, but I could play.
Look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this.
Go.
Like, yo, he tell her how it is, bro. Niggas like, you're not gonna get a flash if you don't commit.
You have to understand, dude. That's a squishy, like, hold tab. And you're going to top. That is a squishy road champ, okay?
Shake.
You all in him. You can't,
Old French
you
shake.
can't go near him and not all in him. You're overthinking it. When you jump on him, just pull the trigger on everything. And like really commit, because if you don't commit to the DPS, you're tanking the wave. You're tanking the whole wave right now.
Let the tower tank it. Let the tower take the hits. And you just kill the minions.
Know that if the tables were turned, I would show you no mercy.
He got 40% of those minions in that wave.
Now you have to wait for your ult. You have to wait for your ult. You
The
can't
ideal, which you'll see why pretty soon as well.
That's
Dude,
fine.
it's
So
fine.
that's really good. So
Not a big deal.
yeah, as long as we got 5, that's perfect.
How many was the last?
It was how many fishmans?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have it was 2, so we
Yeah.
have 6.
Okay.
Great team. You're gonna come to the team.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna head back to the garden. We finished our like prerequisite quiz, I guess, before the exam.
I'll leave it to you to determine that terminology.
There you go. And now we're going to change into our official seed uniform and take off, be paired up with whatever team we're going to be assigned to take our actual
What up?
exam.
Let me watch my shit.
which will be to essentially do mercenary work for a,
Victor.
I guess, a foreign entity
Yeah,
that it
like,
needs
Victor might be
is
support.
requesting us.
Oh no. Shit. Huh? Velcos support. Victor man.
playing respectfully now. How much do we need for our Sunder? Probably a lot more.
Garen.
I would just let him shove.
That Shaco is kind of fucking.
Because you need to all in him when he's near tower, not out here. It won't work.
On and ready.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift. They'll never know what hit them.
That was a bad play as well, bro.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Your commands tire me!
ER. Right away. ER. Right away. Press them both together, bro.
It's only a short way! Is that a short joke? Minions have spawned.
Oh no! I put it on the wrong fucking place.
The magic! It calls to me!
You're gonna attack those minions, or you're just gonna let them fucking do whatever the fuck they want, bro?
First love.
They're all holding. Oh my god, look, he like walks towards me every time.
Oh, yeah, the fucking tower.
God, dude, this dude, man. It's all annoying. Some of these songs are just super loud as fuck for no reason. Like, I'm taking those, bro. You trash. No, not you. This nigga. Dragon? Yeah, nigga, they're at dragon.
It's only a short way. Is that a short joke? Suffering awaits.
Told you, even if you close to your time, you gotta ring these, bro. They ain't free out here. This is bad. It's gonna be a lot worse when I go.
Your soul will come to serve me.
An ally has been slain.
Is he not gonna die again, bro? Look at his health. Look at his health. Why is this game doing that to me? Two fucking mushroom and an ignite. Come on,
Hopefully
fam.
Jinx gets it, but no, she sucks, so.
Bro, this is fucking unbelievable. Unfucking-believable.
Yeah.
Unfucking-believable,
I think-
bro. This is the second time he had a little quarter of health, right? He steps to a mushroom the first time, and I ignite him, and he walks over. Second time. Two mushrooms. This nigga walked over. And I even poke him.
You have slain an enemy.
It's not like he's killing minions.
Nah, he just passively gets health back.
Yeah, but it's supposed to wait sometime before he does.
Yeah.
Your commands tire me.
Again, it's broken.
An enemy has been slain. Down. Shut down.
Okay, him finally doing something.
You have been slain.
It's only a short way. Is that a short joke?
So weird, bro. Should have did Crown of the Shattered King, but Everfrost looks like it's so much better. Talking to myself, sorry. I was debating on what item I should go. Yes, bro, I'm taking UCS.
I smell death.
All this for some fucking wards, huh? I'll do the most for some wars, bro.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Like, these niggas will do the most for some wars. They almost died twice to try to take out the same set of wards. Like, what the fuck is that? Like why? Like, they wasted 2 sets of ults to kill me. I still killed one of them, all for them to just take out 1 ward. They didn't get nothing else off of it but killing me once. Like, alright, bet, but I mean, I still killed you too, bro. And I'm Vigor, bro. I scale. I scale forever. I'm fine. Like, keep fucking with me. Keep playing with my name, nigga. Oh my god.
An enemy has been slain.
Should commit, buddy.
It's only a short way. Isn't that a short joke?
An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed.
Suffering awaits.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Yes.
An enemy has been slain.
I'm on my way. Careful, bro.
Your commands tire me.
I'm on my way, bro.
Where's Hecarim? Bro, we could have killed this nigga. And Hecarim just left.
And he came to help mid.
Gave the best game he could have had here.
Oh.
He's here.
Careful, Shaco's here too.
We got him. Oh, we got him.
It's only a short way. Is that a short joke?
No, Shaco's there.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm dead.
Oh, no, you ran the wrong way. You're supposed to run on me. I killed Shaco. Shaco's dead. Yeah, I was like, yeah, you ran the wrong way. You're supposed to run to me, bro.
I was scared of Shaco hitting me with fucking big. With that, how do you call it?
The fucking dagger shit.
That slow knife shit.
Yeah.
And getting close to Garen with his ult.
Yeah, I could have put him in that circle, that E. Yeah, run to me so that way I could, yeah, always block him with the motherfucking stun shit.
Oh, that boy already. He shouldn't be able to heal. Okay. You should have helped him.
Yeah, no worries, man. But fucking the rest of our team is stupid.
Mind you, we was low.
Look, the rest of our team is stupid.
I was low on
Shut down.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
Enemy killing spree. An enemy has been slain.
Hecarim is
Bro, Hecarim and fucking fish. chasing Victor. They could have killed him. I want the good cousin. Oh, yes. Easy gang, come in. Easy. And
Your commands tire me. The magic, it calls to me.
I'm over this already.
you're in position, my buddy.
It's only a short way. Is that a short joke?
Fucked up there. Yeah.
Give up now.
This is so fucked up.
An ally has been
How the
slain.
fuck is he gonna kill me? If you don't kill him, I swear to God.
You don't have whatchamacallit yet, so you're.
An enemy has been slain. Shut down.
Garen is such a bullshit champ. Because it makes
He
no
ugly.
sense.
Double
It makes
kill.
no sense, bro. Like, I hit him, I hit him so many times. This nigga health just...
Your commands tire me.
What do you max first when you play Teemo? Do you max your E or do you max your Q?
Oh, what?
Do you max E first or do you go Q first?
No, E always.
I would.
Q, I max Q last.
Okay.
I focus on W.
Alright.
But, generally speaking. I'm a Teemo master. Fuck this Garen up, bro.
Stalking prey again.
It's because I don't
Of course, of course. Just let me out, bro.
Fish. Oh, Garen is here! Garen is here!
You only Q him when he's running up to you to try to Q you back, because then his silence blinds you. I mean, you blind his fucking Q so he can't silence you, I mean.
Suffering awaits.
One second, my Leandres. And it's because I don't have my attack speed. I had to go the fucking mozzarella sticks and mozzarella bouquet.
Yeah, you could have built the first part of Morello's and then built your thing.
I did.
No, like just stayed at the first and then got Nasher.
Killing spree.
Commands tire me. It's only a short way. Is that a short jump?
Oh, Jinx, you're an asshole.
He's cooking some shit away. I need this fucking attack speed.
Suffering awaits.
Can't be a team. Oh. Shit. Can't be a team.
The match is close to me.
An enemy has been slain.
Wait, two cannons? Shit.
Rampage.
Stalking prey again.
ABL getting into the headphones market. Yeah, getting good. Getting good soon as he names. Yeah, getting good. Getting good. Oh, now heal. Oh, out here, boy. Oh, here, boy.
It's only a short way.
On out here, boy. On out here, boy.
I smell death. Suffering awaits.
We can get a kill here.
Stop and pray again.
An enemy has been slain.
You better pull on the Masi, nigga. You better pull on the Masi. You know what's gonna happen. Man, come here, pussy. Let me talk to you real quick. Pussy. Fuck outta here. Fuck you and the Masi, nigga. Got 3 hours to destroy this house.
Allies has been slain. Shut down.
Oh shit, get
Shut down.
Just push the shit. You should have pushed the shit on the top.
Enemy
It's alright.
double kill. Your turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
They don't really have too many shields, actually, so.
Huh?
I was looking at their comp, and it's not too many shields, so. I think I'm gonna
Oh
do.
yeah, as soon as I got Leandre, different stuff. I should be able to help. We should be able to control that.
Actually, these two shields.
They have. Yeah.
An ally has been slain.
They going for top. Yeah, that's and I'm gonna let her come in close.
Suffering awaits.
Oh, you should be able to get that easy.
An enemy has been slain.
Don't try that on the fucking top.
I'm gonna keep pushing. You gotta push top hard. They're all bot.
It's only a short way.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret.
Careful, they're coming to you guys.
An ally has been slain.
Yeah, keep pushing. You guys, yeah, you guys got it.
has destroyed a turret.
Easy.
Your team has destroyed an
Easy. Now get out, bro. Nah, you might not. You see? I believe in you.
You got this. You got this. You got this. We kill this guy. He comes cruising by himself. Here. Here.
Oh,
I'm gonna try to push top hard, right? If we can split them without push, then we
yeah, I'm already pushing bot.
can switch really fast.
killing spree.
The magic, it calls to me.
This version is fucking.
Now push top, push top. And the Shaco should be around bot somewhere, so he might be coming to you now, but yeah, just push top for a bit.
I got enough mana to fight him.
Shit, I gotta back and go for mid.
Enemy killing spree. Shut down.
Yeah, I gotta back for mid.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Nice, bro.
Lucky me, I got out of time. That nigga just fucked me up. Alright, so this is what we can do. I can keep the pressure, right, on top lane and make them focus on me. And you guys push.
I smell death. Stalking prey again.
Careful, bro. I'm dead.
Oh my god, Shaco, you son of a bitch!
Shut down.
Fucking Shaco, bro. Fucking Logan. Oh, I had him. Oh, I got okay.
I was kind of like, what are you doing?
Bro, he was a fit. He was a fucking Shaco.
Yeah, that wasn't worth it.
Oh, shit, bro. This game was just taking it away from me. Hey.
It calls to me.
It's 30 seconds, man. Do you have... Oh, no, you don't have teleport. You have Ignite.
Has been slain. Enemy has been slain.
We got this. Yup. 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 Yup.
Shut down.
Yup.
I'm gonna push it. Fuck it. I'm behind you guys. Just push.
Alright.
Nah.
We gotta push that. We're gonna push this.
Nah, take it. Take it. No, no, no. He needs help with this one. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's why we don't split up. We could have took that tower and the inhib. The inhib is respawning. You gotta leave. So next time on that one, you just help him push mid. So that way we could have got 2 inhibs. You know what I'm saying? It would have been 2 inhibs, and now they still have a tower up. Whereas if we would have pushed mid, they wouldn't have had a tower there. So it would have been easier to just push pressure on those 2 lanes. And then they only have... Yeah, because then at that point... because the back towers, these ones are going to re-heal. You know what I'm saying? These heal over time. So, doesn't necessarily... Nah. No TP. Shut up. Don't just... Nah. It's over. I mean, there's nothing we could do. Hecklam's been ignoring every single fucking...
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Whatever.
An enemy is unstoppable.
Shaco's about to be here. Bell cause probably.
An enemy has been slain.
Why did she walk through there? You have a safer way. Why did you even go through there?
Dominate.
Are you kidding me, bro? Oh my god. Still not enough fucking damage, man.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor. An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Down. Your inhibitor has been destroyed. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Your turret has been destroyed. Defeat.
Your storyline, all decided before the curtain rises. How does it feel to be in right? What faith so certain?
That's how we do it?
It's a mid diff.
Update though. Where's the update though? The what?
That was a straight mid diff. Fuck that.
Nah, bro, I fucked up on that mid play. We could have had 2 inhibitors instead of just.
While we're
fucking
prepping
up
for the mission, I
over
think we
there
could take
and
a
not
couple
even
more
destroying
donations.
the back.
Well,
tower.
absolutely. We have
I'll take that.
$1,000.
That was my responsibility.
Nah, but that junglers and mid too.
84 that said, "Cancel best of my
Right.
uncle last June." This donation might be too late for him, but I hope it will help.
That mid did
others.
3 times that
Big
dude's
thanks
damage.
to everyone involved in the event.
Thank you so much.
You trying to play Battlefield?
We did also have $10 from a Metatron that said, "Good luck to
Fuck it, we can play
Mutsky's
Battlefield.
mom's favorite speedrunners," and of course, Mutsky himself.
Thanks, Emma. Now, true story. After our
It's all
episode
good,
9
bro.
run
Fuck it.
last year, my mom watched Lose Bell's
Shit happens.
Golden menu several times, and then told me to my face over the holidays that Lose Bell was her favorite streamer.
Oh yeah,
I don't blame
yeah,
her.
don't worry.
Let me check my wife.
So this is Zell, who obviously makes great decisions based solely on his face. Just you know he's going to be a trustworthy companion for the entire game. And Zell, actually, his role is like the fist fighter, essentially. And his limit break, which we'll see eventually, is dual and allows us to use different fighting combos. Most of them are moves from, I think, referencing Tifa's break moves.
Yeah, I think 4 are
Yeah.
shared in name and a little bit in animation style as well. He's kind of similar to FF6's Sabin in the way that you actually do the limit break.
It's like a Sabin, but like in succession.
Right.
You do multiple.
Yeah. Like each limit break for him is a little quick time event.
All right, so here we're meeting back up with Cypher, and we find Cypher's cronies, who are Fujin and Raijin, who are 2 of the most beloved characters in this game.
They're hilarious.
They're absolutely awesome. Definitely provide some solid comic relief. And now Quistis has just wished Cypher good luck, and Cypher said, "Leave it for people that need it," and she said, "Okay, then good luck, Cypher." And now he has added Quistis to his list. And everyone's like,
what is that?
What's the list? Now we're going to meet the hero of Goodwill Hunting, Carpe Diem from the Dead Poets Society, our boy, Headmaster Robin.
It's really undeniable.
Yeah. I don't know that it's ever actually been confirmed, but I think it is like one of those things that I think everyone just accepts as true, that Headmaster Sid's character model is very obviously based on Robin Williams from the Dead Poets Society.
So what's going on here is our boy Robin here is being the headmaster of our school, is sort of briefing us on this mission, and essentially we're being paired up with Zell, and Cypher is the team lead, and we're going to be sent to the city of Balam to sort of help them out with their situation.
Got with Peggy then.
But first we have to get into a new truck that can give Tesla's new truck a run for its money.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they both have PS1 polygon, so it's similar enough.
These windows are actually baseball-proof. And it's also, if you see the interior, it is as large as a 1-bedroom studio apartment kind of thing. So this is just kind of introducing like a little bit of character for Zell and Cypher, and you'll see that like Zell takes himself way too seriously, and Cypher definitely just like lights him up for it, and just kind of like pushes his buttons as much as he can. and also tries to like draw himself as kind of like this guy that wants to like be very independent and not really play by the rules. Like you can see everyone's wearing their uniform, but he is certainly not. He looks like he's ready to go into surgery, so he's like, I'll do what I want.
And Squall wants nothing to do with either of them. Just head down.
Yeah. And Quistis being quite young, she's like only a year older than Squall, I think, because she was like a prodigy as a child, which is why she became an instructor so young. So she's kind of just like not really like a very good overseer and disciplinarian when it comes to her compadres here. All right, so you may be familiar with the, incredible film series that is The Fast and the Furious. And if you are, then this cutscene is for you if you just pay attention to how Toju is going to Tokyo drift his way backwards. Right down this lane. Yeah, you're actually, during the screen transition there, for some reason, if you just hold the D-pad or the analog stick in any direction, the car will just innately just point that way the entire time. Usually I just spin the analog stick and just see what happens.
We talked about it, but we decided pointing left was the most obnoxious. So we're going with that one.
Because you're actually going to the right on the bottom of the screen, so you're going completely sideways. The wheels are turning forward, and then you kind of back up the wrong way while the wheels are going forward. It's pretty amazing.
No, this is
So we're gonna get on this boat and head over to our first mission. We'll get a little more of a briefing. You'll know that we're being briefed because you're hearing this song. You're gonna hear this song a lot. It's a good song. It's meant to get you hyped up, and I think it does a good job of that. But yeah, it just basically means that the mission is about to start.
Yeah.
So we're heading over to the city of Dalit, which is currently under siege by the Galbadian army. And our job is to go and clear a portion of the city and hold the position once we get there. So,
the character here that's debriefing us that we're meeting right now is Sue, and Sue is like an absolute unit of a character. She is essentially like a liaison between the student body and the administration, and kind of handles quite a bit of essentially like, yeah, I'd say she like kind of handles like things that the students are involved with that they're not like quite qualified to like oversee. She is kind of in charge of that.
If something is important, she is there.
she's the go-to. Like, if you're on the soccer team, she is the mom that is driving everyone to everything. Like, she's there.
Yeah, wrangling all these rowdy kids.
I'm surprised she's not telling Cypher to get his feet off the table, that being said.
Yeah, she kind of harasses Cypher and, like, makes the joke, like, oh, Cypher, glad to see you back. What's this, your 7th time?
Yeah.
And so again, here he has the option. He can converse with whoever he wants, but again, just ignoring everybody's thoughts and feelings is the fastest. So, and then when Cypher here is gonna bully Squall, just being submissive and doing what he wants is the quickest option, unfortunately.
Can I take this off?
Yeah, because it's my order.
And we're gonna need it quiet for the next 40 seconds because this is the most hype FMV in the entire game. right, that part's a little ridiculous.
Right
But the
through.
rest of it's cool.
For no reason.
That is the Kool-Aid man of boat drivers.
I'm a boat.
Oh, yeah. So Cypher is technically our like party leader right now, but obviously we're kind of controlling our own two characters, and he'll be available in battle, but we don't actually, really have any control over him as a member of the group. So here, Toju, this is where he is using the fish fins we just received from the fights that we did in order to get 5 waters. And you'll see that Squall's strength just increased from 17 to 37, which at this point in the game is obviously a significant increase.
It will be a very noticeable difference immediately in battle. He also went and learned a couple more abilities. As I think we mentioned a little bit earlier, GFs have abilities that you learn, and each one of those will be really important. So that's what gave him the ability to refine those waters from the fish fins. Right there was the GF ability from Shiva. So there's a number of those that we'll be learning throughout, and we'll mention those as they come along.
All I know is that
Worth noting is that this is the first time that the enemies have like realistic death animations instead of just like fading away or disappearing. Like, they kind of fall down and die.
Listening to music.
Rather than just like most other games, like in FF7 they turn red.
They just turn red and glow.
In FF6 like they do like a purple fizzle out kind of thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in this game they actually have like death animations, which is kind of cool. And if you notice a lot of the architecture in this game, especially this city, like it's very, very much like influenced by a lot of traditional Europe. And so there's a lot of really cool textures and cities in this game, and Dalit is one such city.
Yeah, there are several cities that were designed after European cities. One is Paris, and we'll point that out when we get there. It's very obvious. This one is, you could say it's kind of Normandy-esque.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is supposed to be, like, obviously with the storming of the beach and
exactly.
the town, and it's really cool. Like, there's people that post pictures online that'll be like comparisons of like a real, play. Like, there's like a picture of like, this fountain coming up. You'll see like a real fountain and some buildings, and it'll be next to a screenshot of this game. And it's crazy how like you can just see this like juxtaposed identical.
Yeah, the producers actually did a lot of on-site scoping.
So one thing we didn't mention, and you probably noticed, probably the single most common question
Ugly ass.
that we get about FF8 is why are we running all the time? And this is particularly important later on because we have characters in critical HP all the time, and basically the reason is
I don't know if I can stream Battlefield.
You can see he has like a
Give
really
it a shot.
slow animation, hunching over like that. It
My computer probably explode.
Sort of getting up animation before actions, and it's just faster to do that. So
it saves a small amount of time each time you do it, but the amount of times that you attack in this game in the course of the entire run, it really saves a nice chunk in battle time.
Yeah, and you can tell already with that strength boost that we're getting and the damage that we're doing by attacking, it's going to be our primary method of dealing damage is by physical attacks and limit breaks. So also by now you may have noticed that we've been chatting back and forth,
kind of jotting some things down. Essentially, to get the Zell card later on, we're going to essentially, the seed that the game is on with the hard reset we did will start the same place. It'll be the same every single time. And essentially, the Zell card has a 10%.
Oh my god, my origin needs to update too.
Triad game. What we do is we identify any actions that we can do that advance the RNG in the seed, and then we're going to identify exactly where we're at in the seed so that when we get to the end of this mission and visit Zell's mom who has his card, we'll be able to identify a group of 10 frames essentially where we'll be able to get her to use Zell card and hopefully get it on the first try. If we don't get it on the first try, getting it on the second try is totally free.
Oh my god.
So
It's
that's kind of what
another
we're doing. It involves counting. You count physical attacks by enemies in your party. The fanfare camera can be different. It can be either focused on just one character, it can be like a wide shot and on all three, or it can do a close-up on each individual character, which is what we just got, which we call one-to-one. And each of those advances the RNG a different amount. And so we'll follow all of those the rest of the way through the remaining fights in Dalit in order to identify where we're at in the seed. And this was like probably the biggest time saver in the run that has been really added, because the Zell card only has a 10% chance of dropping, which means, you know, you can conceivably on average do 10 card games to get it, and each one takes between 1 minute 15 seconds and 1 minute and 30 seconds. So obviously that is a huge time loss. But now that we can get it on the first try, or in worst case the second try, really mitigates that being an issue entirely. It's kind of complicated, but the more you kind of see and play the game, it becomes second nature, and it's pretty simple, really.
Was it you that was telling me about your PB before and after the manipulation?
Oh, yeah. So the reason I stopped running this game, I first ran this game in 2014, and I didn't run it for over 3 years, really, because of the Zell card being such an issue. You know, running the game, getting an hour and 20 minutes into it, and then just the PB dying is kind of obnoxious. But once that was discovered, my first run, that split alone was like a 7-minute time save. It was ridiculous. So it really has made the run a lot more doable for a PB attempt standpoint.
Pinball, Japanese runner, was who discovered this.
So Pingball is like our hero.
Yeah.
And he's been tweeting about this run all week.
Very excited.
So shout outs to Pingball. He is a fantastic human being for the Zell card manipulation. Because there was actually at one point where we had routed the Zell card out of the route entirely just because of how inconsistent it was. So
Did the soldier attack?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, the really interesting thing about sort of keeping track of all this stuff that happens is you don't have to keep track of literally everything. So one sort of practical example is we need to know if the soldier attacks, but it doesn't count if he uses a spell. That doesn't do anything for whatever reason. Only physical attacks do. So there's a lot of stuff like that. So you really aren't trying to keep track of everything that happens along the way, but you sort of have this checklist of things that could happen, and you have to watch out for those.
this is Snake Daddy. He has a couple of attacks that advance the RNG and some that do not. Ooh, nice. So that's a squeeze. We're hoping for this fight, actually, it's ideal if we get the Rough Divide here, because just the Renzo on its own is often not enough damage. But with the Rough Divide, which you see does 1.5 times what a normal hit does in the limit, it's plenty.
So, and correct me if I'm wrong, the chances of a Rough Divide increases with the crisis level?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So the crisis level is like how
low
critical your situation
so
is.
It involves like how low your character that has the limit HP is, how many characters are KO'd in your party affects it.
And aura as
Yeah,
well.
and
Yeah,
aura.
if the character has a status, like
status
blind,
effect.
yeah.
So basically, the worse your situation is, the better your limit break has.
Yeah,
The more likely your limit break can be.
will be good.
Solid.
Yeah. Ooh.
I would just potion, honestly.
Yeah.
So that was really unfortunate. Because now he's going to have to potion, which is going to take Squall out of critical for the next boss fight, which is really like two mini bosses and one boss, kind of.
We can squeeze a couple donations here, I think.
Yeah, before we meet the greatest character in the entire game.
Well, you got it. We have $1,000 from Netherlight saying, thanks for running my favorite RPGs. I've watched you guys forever. And $150 from Zellboy saying, shout out to my favorite runners for making my favorite Final Fantasy game. Good luck to all of you. This is an all GF run, right? And I heard Eden is pretty good to use.
Keep it under 9 hours.
Who do you guys think Zellboy's favorite character is?
Well, you said that. Just
Yeah,
coming,
you're
so
here
probably
right
whoever
now.
it is.
True. Listen, it's so unfortunate that the word selfie has been ruined in like the modern vernacular. Back when this game came out, the selfie was cool. Now, man.
I'm sure there's a selfie boy out there somewhere.
Dude, listen, look how perfect her Darth Vader helmet hair is. Like, she's a Sith Lord and you know it.
Yes, her and Jar Jar Binks.
So this is Selfie. Selfie is a transfer student from another garden called Trabia Garden. And she is acting as a messenger here for floating between the squads. And she was struggling with the squad and not all where they're supposed to be, which was around that mountain. And now she's just trying to like chase him down. Selfie is like the most she's like very school spirited, I guess, which is
Shit's still updating, bro.
You're talking yourself out of it.
Geronimo.
There's a lot of jumping off cliffs.
It's a motif, all right? So now Selfie's actually joined up in our party, and she's going to be a playable character for the remainder of the game. And honestly is one of the characters that drives quite a bit of the story in the middle of the...
So I don't know if we touched on it exactly, but our orders were just simply to secure the square. That's when we finished the last of like the 4 to 5 soldier fights that we were doing. But Cypher wanted to go ahead and continue fighting, and Squall agreed to go because he's the captain. So that's kind of why we're in this situation as well.
Yeah, we were supposed to stay by that fountain and take care of the dog. That was our specific.
Yeah. But don't worry.
We won't forget about it. We won't forget
We're
about it.
not forgetting about the dog.
You better not. Save the puppers.
Yeah, you're good. You're welcome. I know they were all so worried. So here we're introduced to two familiar characters, sort of. This is Biggs and Wedge, who are recurring characters in the Final Fantasy series. The creator of Final Fantasy is a big Star Wars fan and uses Star Wars names as a nice allusion and reference to his fandom for Star Wars. And Biggs and Wedge are two of the more identifiable ones. In this game, there's another character called Nita, who is a reference to Captain Nita as well. But Biggs and Wedge are the two that people know the most. These are two Galbadian enemy soldiers, but they are like, dude, they're like the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, like dudes. Like they're really, really funny. They kind of like, always screw everything up kind of and find themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time.
We're going to run into them a lot, and it's never going to go well for them.
If it wasn't for you pesky kids.
Yeah, exactly.
We might have got away too. Oh, the one thing to note here, Toju's doing is he's making Squall kind of like cha-cha slide around here. This game really wanted to introduce the idea of like dynamic FMVs, so you can move your characters while some of the FMVs play, so you're not like static and just watching what's happening around. You can actually, have your character be involved, which
Involved is a word you can use here, yeah.
I mean, you can make your character do stuff that looks like they're not engaged at all with what's important in the scene, I guess. I also don't know why this satellite dish is shooting a massive laser into the sky. I'm not an expert on the engineering of satellite dishes, but I am positive that's not how they work.
Lasers are cool.
It looks like something out of like a 007 movie. They're gonna like melt the earth,
I'm pretty sure that's
A
the plot
lunar-based
of Star Wars
laser.
Episode 7.
Why make billions?
So cool.
One important thing to note with this fight, in order to get the maximum AP in the fight, we're gonna fight Biggs by himself here. And Toju is gonna use a Squall limit break once he gets him down into critical. Wedge is gonna join him, and then when Wedge joins him, he has to attack Wedge and not Biggs. You can end the fight by taking out Biggs again, but if you do that, you only get AP for having defeated Biggs, and the AP for Wedge just goes to waste, and you don't get it rewarded to you, which we have it routed out to like an exact amount. Like we'll be down to the exact amount of AP by the end of Lose Bell's Disc 3, so it's really important to use one limit break on each of them.
Did we mention what AP is used for? It's basically EXP for your GFs, and that's what enables you to learn the abilities. So as we go through and pick which abilities to learn, it's very strategically routed so that we can use that time that we're menuing and know how much AP we're going to gain, so that we're learning an efficient skill at that time. So like if you have an ability that takes 30 AP and you know that this next set of battles is going to get you 30 AP, then that's efficient and well routed. Otherwise, you can wind up wasting AP if you're not learning the right skill.
All right, so Everett here actually introduces something that's kind of cool that we're going to do. There are a number of bosses that, in addition to drawing magic, you can actually draw hidden GFs that you have to search for. And so when you go into the draw menu, rather than seeing question marks, you'll see the word Siren, which is the name of a GF that he's going to draw with Zell that we're going to use for a number of abilities, and mainly to really buff up our max HP really early on. Siren as a GF is actually not very useful in battle. She casts silence on enemies, and
it takes a really long time to do so.
It's not particularly strong damage-wise either.
So you can see these guys still feverishly counting all the things that happened in that battle.
This is the last thing. Is this camera angle?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is an obvious one-to-one.
That's a one-to-one.
There's so many bops.
Yeah, even the fanfare, like the average Final Fantasy fanfare is like, oh, okay, nice track skip, but this one is very good.
So now Selfie's finally giving us the message that she was supposed to be giving us, which was the order to withdraw. So we're being told that we need to get out of here and get back to the beach because everyone's taken off. So Cypher, for somehow, he knows that we have exactly 30 minutes to get there. So because she says 1,900 hours, so we're gonna.
It's almost like he's failed this exam before.
Again, he abandons us and runs off.
And one thing that this game does really well, if you notice right in this is a really good instance of this, is it, in addition to having a great soundtrack, it has some fantastic use of silence to create like ominous foreboding.
And sound effects, like all those sound effects, the dropping the thing, the falling down, the hum of the whatever.
Like the generator or whatever.
Yeah, it's all there and very present and realistic. And that's something that wasn't really common in 1999.
So this is an enemy that's gonna catch up with us here. This is XATM.
AKA the spider.
The spider. Spider crab. Crab.
In the demo, it's called Black Widow.
Yeah, it's called the Black Widow in Japanese. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You are able to completely destroy it, but you cannot kill it in this encounter with it. So Zelda's gonna face eaten by a spider. So we're gonna kind of hope for a rough divide here as well.
That was only a 4-hit Renzo.
So he's gonna use a thunder. Obviously, because it's a robot, it takes quite a bit of damage. Might need to do a little bit more. The race on mid.
It's okay. It's not what you want. Might actually.
Oh, my battlefield is done. I think.
We don't need another limits.
I guess. Yeah.
Dinkle, you there?
Thunder should be enough. If not,
Stand club.
It'll be- Yeah. Okay. So now
cool.
you can
Stand
all
club.
you can do in this fight is run away. Zell makes that abundantly clear with his
Yeah.
dialogue. So
Chanclo.
it is difficult, but it is possible to leave Dalit without ever fighting XATM a second time. And so you'll see us do a number of tactics to avoid him that maybe you've never seen people done before if you played this game casually.
In your casual, you will fight the spider like 8 times.
So this screen here is the one that looks the scariest, but it is 100% safe. You literally just hold left. You will never get caught.
And on this screen, there's a trigger by this jagged rocks. If you walk by it, it doesn't initiate the trigger, and then you can just walk by so he doesn't chase you here.
The coolest one is upcoming on the next screen.
Yeah,
Just we're gonna do a little bit of maneuvering to ensure that we don't get caught on the bridge.
Gonna do the old dipsy doodle, all right?
A rope-a-dope?
Yeah, the rope-a-dope. Man, this is Iverson on Tyronn Lue right here. Boom. So he jumped over. Toju ducked back past the lamp. He jumped back over, and then Toju just ran beneath him. All right, this is the dog. This is the 360 dog. Shout outs to L-Body. Do a 360 around him. Whoop, up,
Oh, no, we let
oh my God, Toju's a monster! Oh my God!
Reset.
Oh my
Reset
God!
is over.
Oh my God!
Oh my
I can't
God.
believe that didn't catch. Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't worry, I'll donate to make up for it or something.
The 360 dog me. Oh my goodness!
It's the 360 sans the dog.
That was a 720 failure.
Hey, I tried to go back.
Oh my goodness!
I have never,
like, dude-
I have never had that happen before. Actually,
Toju is gonna tell all of his kids one day, yeah, we're gonna get a dog, and then just pull a hard left and just be like, nah. All right, so here you can actually go into this bar after the dialogue,
Wait,
and
just
the spider
one second.
runs away. And then because of that, that awesome FMV where you see Quistis go totally ham and just like annihilate it with a fully automatic machine gun, you won't actually see that FMV. The reason we do that obviously is to skip it because it's quite long, but you will see it over here on the sidelines already destroyed. So we know it happened, but we just didn't get to see it.
It's super cool. Look it up on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
We can squeeze in 1 or 2 donations.
You got it. We have
You ready to play,
$10
Jenko?
from Anders Likes Chicken saying, here's to Toju, even
Yeah.
if he shaved his mustache. Thanks for
Hey.
being a great Octo Dad and a happy National English Toffee Day.
there's a story behind that actually.
Yeah, ain't drinking already, bro? I mean, I guess for you, yeah, but like, that's still early. It's like taking forever to load. It's still at the main. No, I said I don't know if I'm able to stream this. It's still loading. Like it's at the main menu. It just says Battlefield 2042. Yeah, it just says Battlefield 2. Alright, connecting to online services. There we go. At least we got to connecting to services. Fuck. Play whatever you want, bro. Don't care. Oh, and it gave me Battlefield Plus or whatever the fuck is this? Mine's just, it just says renewal. Standby is all it says for me. Conquest large. Hold on, wait. I don't know what's like happening. It's still like just not moving. It just says renewal. Yeah, I think I'm already in a match.
Stop the US forces from
Nah, I'm already in one. Here. Yeah, I think it's taking me to a different team now too because it just started loading again. Let me end my stream, see if that helps. Hold on, I'm gonna